research tools. There are directories out there, there's job boards, there's educational programs, media, internet, there's networking, and you can go out and do informational networking and contact identification in companies that you're targeting, and there's feedback loops, and so there's lots and lots of research available to help identify what you have in writing within that major paragraph. So we have the ability to target, specifically target companies. And if we can target the companies, we can target the people who work there or have worked there to get better information and insight. In Reference USA, and now you can go in there and you can sort by the kinds of industries that you have targeted. And you can sort this information by those zip codes so that you can identify specifically the companies within your geographic preference and through the sourcing. So, the usual sources are Career Builder, Monster, Indeed, LinkedIn Jobs, Craigslist, etc. Company and job title. And again, so you can go out there and find these companies. You can go out and take a look at the jobs they have listed. You've already now identified who your target employers may be. And here's an opportunity for you now to direct your search, specifically become a member, and or perhaps there's a meetup group, or perhaps they have local meetings. You can now rub shoulders with the people who are working within that industry who potentially could open a window, a door, that will allow you to come in as a candidate and possibly even hand carry a resume to the hiring authority in your behalf. It's a part of your dynamic networking that goes beyond the day-to-day kind of networking that we usually find ourselves in. What makes us comfortable? Are we comfortable in a new environment, a startup kind of situation, or a company that's in a growth pattern? Now, maintenance, are they a company that's just maintaining, okay, a certain niche that they have? Are they in reconstruction, where they're a company that now needs to kind of bring itself up and perhaps become something else? What kind of products or services within that industry that you're targeting? In terms of that industry, whatever that industry is, who are the companies within the industries? Who did I know there? And who could help me to get in the door and get represented before all that competition got out there for the jobs? And network with those people. So within the industry, the geographics and demographics, you do the research, you do the networking, and the online diligence so that you can start targeting specifically what you want as to what's perfect for you. Simple and pure. You're buying, okay? We think that they're buying, but you are also buying. And we need to know what that market is. You wouldn't go into a shoe store to find a back brace. The kinds of things that you can bring to the table that an employer who is being targeted would say, wow, give them that wow effect. What 3 knowledge areas do you command? And sometimes those are technologically based. So again, do you have a certain software skill, a certain hardware skill? Do you have a certain tool, set of tools that you can use? And what evidence will verify your experience? And so if you look at it from the standpoint of that evidence, we are talking there about references. Who is going to validate the fact that you are the person who could, in fact, do the very best job for that new employer, because that's not only your target, but it's your natural comfort level. It's where you exceed, it's where you got reward and recognition, and you can validate that. What have you done in professional development lately? And here is something that employers are starting to look at very carefully as they are evaluating you as a candidate. They are looking at your cover letter and your resume first. They like what they see, they'll go to the cover letter. What have you done in professional development? Within your career path, within that target career path, have you done anything? Have you done some self-studies? Have you gone out on YouTube to watch a tutorial of some sort within the framework of your occupation and or your industry? Get it on your resume, get it in your cover letter, and get it in your elevator speech. Anything that you've done lately, and I'm talking about within the last 6 months in terms of professional development. Okay, securing. Research to find key individuals, key industry leaders. Those leaders who are perhaps society or association-based leadership. Those people who are keynote speakers within your occupation. Those people who might be the owners of companies or sell to the companies you want to participate in as an employee. And then there's something out there called meetup groups. And every industry has meetup groups. Every occupation has meetup groups. And many of them meet locally. And now you can rub shoulders with people of the same occupation that you want to get into. With people from the same industry that you're trying to penetrate. People who now you can exchange business cards with. Now you can follow up and network with them and get that resume into their hands and let them take that resume to the hiring authority or the department manager where you want to work. And so we have the opportunity now to target all the way down to individuals who may be able to open the door for us. And that's where we find our perfect job. We actually have to take the initiative to start the process of those 5 connections and make that process work for us. We need to attend those society meetings. We need to reach out on LinkedIn and Facebook to those people who are key to the industry. Seek out department heads, customers, salespeople, those who made the leap. People who have made the change from where they were to what you want to be. And maybe they can also help. You know, there's something out there in magazines and Daily Herald and Crane Chicago Business, and typically the column is called Movers and Shakers. And oftentimes they indicate who has moved up, been promoted, or gotten a new job by industry. And how many of us are looking at that and sending congratulatory messages to those people in the industries that we want to get into, to open up the door. Locally, we have Holy Family in Inverness, which isn't too far from here. Barrington Career Center, now called My Career Place, or Career Place, and they have networking groups as well. So you should be participating with several networking groups, so let them know what industry, what occupation you are focusing on. What is that paragraph? That's the essence, if you will, of your elevator speech in helping to direct your job search towards what you want, that satisfaction, that pleasure, that joy. Ask for a meeting one-on-one with those people who are in your industry, who are focused on the companies that you have targeted, and find the way in. Prepare your sales pitch, examples of your work. Sometimes examples of your work become kind of a visual impact that will give the hiring manager or that person who is thinking about hiring you, you as a candidate, gives you the opportunity to say, see, I've done it, and I do it well. And here's an example of it, okay? Be confident, self-assured, dress for the position, plan for the meeting so that you have the readiness with that elevator speech and all of those key things that we talked about. Remember, 3 achievements, those 3 knowledge areas. You will have the capability of talking into that.